Hello folks, welcome to Spidey's webcast tonight. Tonight we're not going to generally talk about a one separate movie review. We're going to talk about basically all the superhero movies that have come out the last 20 years or so. And by the way, this webcast is dedicated to Kara. You know who you are. It's dedicated to you, Kara, because I love you. Anyway, we're going to be talking about all the superhero movies, my movies. I'm going to try not to talk too much about my movies, even though I do consider them to be the greatest superhero movies as of late. Oh, we're going to talk about the Thor movies and all the ones that have been coming out of Hollywood, the Marvel movies, the DC movie adaptations, stuff like that. We'll start with Batman. Uh, the Batmans from the 1980s and 90s with Val Kilmer and Michael Keaton and stuff. Those are some of my favorite movies. You know, of course, I am a Marvel superhero, the most beloved superhero in the world. You all know that. You all know that. I am the man, the most famous and the most beloved. Anyway, I am a big fan of superhero movies. You know, DC Comics, Dark Horse Comics, movie adaptations, Marvel, of course. But I kind of like kind of like them all generally, you know. Sometimes I gotta give you my finger things. There we go. Yeah. Oh, we gotta get this right. Oh yes. Okay. I'm ill prepared for this webcast tonight. I'm looking good though. Nice and buff. Looking good. Gotta admit that. Anyway, we're gonna be talking about Batman. I think Batman's probably my most loved character on the silver screen. I love the Batman movies, the ones with what's that stupid ass's name? I can't think of his name. The guy that quit after 3 movies. Batman Begins and The Dark Knight Rises, and you know those movies. Oh, that guy was great. What a fool to walk away from those movies. Oh my God! If I would have been offered the role of Batman, I would have basically took that role and ran for at least a half a dozen sequels, maybe more, possibly, you know? And then as I gotten older, I would have trained a younger Batman to take over for me. Not that wimp Robin. He's such a twit. Somebody looks really tough like Batman, you know? We don't want to sit there and have, you know, and I don't like Robin. I'm sorry, I just don't like Robin. Oh, yeah, I'm looking pretty buff tonight, ain't I? See, this is really... You know, Spider-Man has to be in tip-top condition. You know, I row every night and I go to the gym a few times a week, you know, and you can see in the background I'm starting to get my studio a little more webbed up. You know, it's going to be more webby as each webcast proceeds, you know, in the future, you know, so it'll be more kind of more like spooky and everything. And I have my little children, you know, slithering down the little web slinger, the little web vines over there. No, anyway, I'm just joking about that. Oh God, I see. Yeah, Michael Myers is decided to give up the seat tonight. Of course, this is my seat, so we're going to be basically, you know, taking control tonight, and hopefully Leatherface will be ready in a couple days to do some reviews. So, oh God, it itching the back of my neck. It's just driving me nuts, man. It's been driving me nuts for the last 2 days, man. I don't know if I got bit by something or, you know, something's going on back there. It's just driving me nuts. Oh my God. Oh, anyway, let's get to the... Anyway, you know, there's been a whole bunch of, you know, Marvel and DC movies coming out recently, last 10, 20, 15, 20 years, you know, or whatever, 25 years. I kind of like them all. You know, I kind of like generally the idea of superheroes going to the silver screen, stuff like that. Of course, I have 5 movies with the 6th one coming out, you know, 5, 6. Did we do this right? Yeah. There we go. Yes, yeah. Spider-Man, he is the man. Don't you think I look buff? Oh, yeah. So we're not going to really review a movie like what, you know, Michael Myers did last night, you know, with that Funhouse movie. You know, it's a great movie. It's in my collection, too. It's his movie, one of his favorite movies, too. I wouldn't put it in my top 20, but maybe my top 30, possibly. And, it itched my ear. Anyway, what are we talking about tonight? I don't even know what we're talking about. Anyway, I try to come across a little more professional, you know, a little more straightforward, not quite so giggly as Michael Myers, you know, and, you know, he's a big schlock, you know, and basically he just kind of like turns the whole 20 minutes into like a big joke fest, you know. We're gonna be a little more serious, you know, and stuff. So anyway, I have probably about 30 superhero movies in my collection. The Batman movies, the Fantastic Four, you know, the Thor movies, the Avengers, stuff like that, and you know, old Batman, newer Batman, you know, Daredevil, all those movies, Elektra, everything that possibly came out. You know, I kind of like love those movies. I think they're kind of well done. You know, they're entertaining. Uh, it's kind of they're my personal favorites of all different movies. I do like horror movies. I Everybody's already told you that I am a horror fanatical fan, or you know, I love my horror movies. I grew up with them and I love them, but I do kind of like the hero superhero movies because I am a superhero and everybody knows it and everybody loves me, you know. So, but I basically do love all these movies. I kind of like, you know, the first two Michael Keaton Batman movies, you know. Second movie I thought was kind of better, you know, with the Penguin and the Catwoman and stuff, Michelle Pfeiffer and Danny DeVito and stuff like that. And yeah, that was a great movie. You know, I kind of like that one better than first movie. First movie was classic with Jack Nicholson, of course. You know, playing the Joker. It was a great movie. I love those first two movies. The third one with Val Kilmer, I thought was pretty decent. It had, you know, Jim Carrey as the Riddler and Tommy Lee Jones as Two-Face and stuff like that. And that wasn't bad. It was a little over the top, a little too glitzy for my taste, but I still kind of watch it every once in a while. But I do like the recent three Batman movies. I thought the second one, of course, was the best with what's his face playing the Joker, and I can't even think that guy's name. Heath Ledger. Yeah, Heath Ledger. He did a fantastic. In fact, he won a supporting best Oscar for that particular role he did. That is a great role. In fact, I might even watch it in the next couple of days. I watch that movie every once in a while. It's actually a pretty damn good movie. I don't really care so much about the Batman. I think he steals that movie. Heath Ledger steals that movie as the Joker, no doubt about it. That's why he won a supporting Best Actor award at the Academy Awards that particular year. So I think he basically was the star of that movie, and it's too because he was alive at the end. Remember, he was dangling at the end, and he probably went to Arkham Asylum or something, because he was goofy. You know, and so it's too bad he died soon after the film of that movie because I would have loved to see Heath Ledger come back as Joker one more time, at least one more time. You know, he made that role so perfect. I mean, I mean, it was believable. It was absolutely believable when he played the Joker, especially when he was taunting all of his victims and he was, blowing up the city and he was, killing the mayor and, going after everybody, police chiefs and everything. And I mean, he was completely insane. He was dressed up as the nurse and blowing up the hospital. That was so good. Walking in those high heels, it's like, oh my God, this guy's nuts with the wig on and the nurse's gown and nurse's attire on. It was just great. Oh man, oh it's too bad he's gone because I think he should have won the Best Actor award, not the Best Supporting Actor award that year. I think he stole that movie, and that his portrayal of the Joker will go down in cinema history because he basically. I don't know if he studied for that role or what he did for that role, but he did a great job. But enough with Heath Ledger. Unfortunately, there won't be another Heath Ledger movie. He's gone. God rest his soul. Anyway, but I kind of lean towards the Batman movies. I don't know why. Maybe because it's dark and stuff like that, and Gotham, and it's always mainly nighttime when they film it. When Batman's out patrolling and going after the bad guys and everything, and it's dark and in the big bat spotlight. The when they have to summon them when there's a major crime or the commissioner has to talk to him about somebody bad in town. He's got to talk to him about some kind of upcoming crime that's going to happen or something. He's got to know about these things, so basically, those are my five best Batman movies. I know there's an animated series. I actually haven't watched those. I should actually try to think about getting those. But anyway, I kind of like the other superhero movies too. There's tons of these movies coming out all the time. I know Ant-Man is actually in the theaters right now. I'm never really a big Ant-Man fan, but it seems to be holding its own at the box office. That's nice. I kind of like the two Thor movies. I kind of like the first Thor movie, especially where they were back on Valhalla and stuff, battling the frost giants and stuff. I thought that was pretty awesome. Thor and Loki and stuff like that. I thought. I hope they do. I think they got another Thor coming out. I think they do. Of course, it seems to be a pretty popular character for Marvel. So, at least in movie wise, and I can't think the guy's name. Liam Hemsworth or something like that plays the character. I think that's his name. And then, of course, I can't think of the guy who plays Loki, but he does a fantastic job as Loki, and I like that character. They should actually do a spin-off movie just with Tom. What was his name? Tom something, but doing a Loki movie. That would be really cool. Even though he's kind of a villainous figure, he is good and bad sometimes. He still actually does a very good job portraying that particular character. And so, so basically, yeah, I like those movies in particular. The two movies, Fantastic Four, that came out like back in the '90s, they were okay. I know they got a brand new one in the theater right now. I heard it's kind of like a little iffy. I'm sure it looks a little bit better. It's a little more to the point. I heard, it's a little more not quite as comical as the two that were released back in the early 2000s or something with Jessica Alba and some of those other people. Uh, I might buy that when it comes out on Blu-ray. Let's see what else. I mean, there's so many superhero movies out there. It's hard to just. I can't go into each one tonight because I don't really have enough time on this particular webcast to do that. But you all know what I'm talking about. They come out at least one every single year. And you know, uh, Captain America's were, yeah, they were okay. Second one, I think it was better than the first one. The Winter Soldier. Well, actually, the first one's pretty good too. And then you got. I'm not going so they'll get mad at me tonight. I'm not going to be able to touch on every single superhero movie that's been out in the last 15, 20 years. So basically, you got to bear with me. I'm just pointing out my favorites, the ones that I think are a little bit better than some of the basic ones that have been coming out. So anyway, of course you got the Avengers that came out a couple of years ago, 2, 3 years ago, which I thought was a decent movie. And I know recently, the Age of Ultron, the Avengers just recently came out. And some people liked it, some people didn't like it. I'm gonna have to pick that up in Blu-ray, or what? Yeah, probably Blu-ray, and see how it compares to the very first Avengers movie. Then you got the other two Hulk movies that were released, in the last 10 years or so. They're okay. I thought the Hulk and the Avengers movie was much better. Hopefully, I think they're going to do some spin-offs with that guy. I can't think of his name. I can't think of anybody's name. The spider stuff it's got me brain dead sometimes. I'm half spider, half man. So basically, I can't do much. Oh God, let's see, what else do we like? I kind of like them all to some degree. Some more than others, like Batman. Like I said, the Batmans are my favorite, and my own personal movies, of course, Spider-Man, Batman. The last Superman was pretty decent. I know there's a new Superman coming out, Batman versus Superman or something. That looks pretty good, directed by Zack Snyder, I believe, and stuff like that. So that should be pretty entertaining. I hope it's got some straight, right to the point action, not Hollywood glam crap, that whitewashes it, and tones it down. I want it to be right to the point. Uh, I mean, there's so many great movies out, that have come out. I mean, if you want to comment, done at this, you can always comment on the comment box after I post this particular webcast and tell me what you think. And like I said, I know we're gonna miss a lot of movies here, but I'm just pointing out some of my favorites. Some of my favorites. How about the Kick-Ass movie? The first Kick-Ass was pretty good. I know it's not superheroes, but it's basically a bunch of idiots who think they're superheroes. That was hilarious. The little girl was hilarious. Can't think of her name. Second movie, Blue Chunks. Absolutely Blue Chunks. Oh God, that movie was terrible. It didn't even begin to compare to the first Kick-Ass movie. God, that was disappointing. And I heard they're going to do a prequel to Kick-Ass before it all started. Before her and Nicolas Cage. Nicolas Cage played her father, of course. And then they're going to do a sequel, a third, another movie after the second horrible movie came out like a year or two ago. Uh, God, that was a disappointing movie. That really ticked me off. I cannot believe that they could have done much better job in that movie. Let's see. Let's sit up here a little bit. Show off my muscularity. I know y'all want to see this. So I got to get that. This damn. Oh, God, I don't know what that is in the back of my neck. I think I got venom crawling up my damn ass or something. Now I would like to see a Venom movie. Oh, how many of you like to see a Venom movie? A hard-hitting Venom movie. That would be cool. Had glimpses of it in, the second, what was it? The third movie, The Sandman, with Tobey Maguire. You know, he was portraying me, of course. He did a pretty good job. But I know they got a new Spider-Man coming out with a brand new. This kid looks like he's 12 years old. Holy shit. And then they dumped that one kid. I can't think of his name after 2 movies. I think they should have just stuck with the formula and kept going with that. But that's Hollywood. They got to think they can make everything perfect and keep improving things by bringing in new actors and rebooting these series. Which may be. I'm kind of like 50-50 on that. So, it's I don't know. You tell me what you think. I'm sure there's going to be a lot of comments and views on. Oh God, my head just feels like it's going to explode here tonight. God, it looks like my eyeballs are just. Oh my God, I can't. Oh God, ugh, can't see right. I think I been stung by a wasp or something. Oh, some wise guy today sent me an email with a live YouTube. My next door neighbor, because he knows I'm Spider-Man, so he's got to be funny. So he sends me this wasp killing this tarantula. Of course, we know wasps can kill big old spiders. That's what their job is, and they lay eggs or something in the spider. Whatever, they eat them when they're young. Eat the spider, whatever. But anyway, he thought that was funny. I didn't think it was so funny. Because he's talking about my babies and stuff. My offspring and stuff like that. It just basically it made me want to cry. Oh, fuck him. Oh God, oh my God. Oh, let's say anyway. Back to the superhero movies. I mean, I have so many. I can't even begin to touch on this particular webcast. Like I said 80 times already, but those are some of my personal favorites, and I know they got a whole bunch of new ones coming out in the next 2, 3, 4, 5 years. They got always these planned out, at least 1 or 2 a year, Stan Lee and everybody at Marvel, and of course DC Comics and Dark Horse Comics and stuff like that, So, basically, and other comic book versions, adaptations coming out, with other comic book villains and superheroes and stuff, which is kind of cool. I have nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong with that. The more the better. Let's see. Anyway. But anyway, we're going to keep improving these webcasts and stuff. I know we haven't made much improvement since we started like a week or two ago, a couple weeks ago. But, I got webbing going up. Michael Myers has got the theme music, his theme music from, Halloween and stuff like that. And see if I show off my muscles in my manly chest there. See, this is what a real man looks like. I should say spider. A Spider-Man. Anyway, see, yeah, see, solid as a rock. I have to stay in tip-top condition. You all know that because I wouldn't be able to sling from skyscraper to skyscraper, tracking down the bad guys, the villains. Sandman, look at, I want to kick Venom's ass. I hate that guy. I hate that that alien piece of shit so bad. He's caused me so many problems in the past, especially in my comic books and in the third Spider-Man movie with Tobey Maguire. He's a troublemaker. But anyway, I just wanted to talk about these movies and see what you thought, and like I said, I am a big superhero movie fan. I'll usually put them all in my collection if they get a decent review, or maybe I'll just like to put them in because I like to build up my collection. If you look at the top row over there, top 2 rows of my DVD collection, that's all superhero movies. Probably about at least 30, 50, 40, 50 or something like that. A lot of them I'm not going to mention tonight, you know. A lot of people are going to, you know, be pissed about that, but I don't care. This is my webcast. If you think you can do it better, do it yourself. Oh, yeah. So, but anyway, we're going to be doing some other stuff, you know. Like I said, we got other characters coming in, other friends coming in, you know. They're all out in the town tonight, drinking up at Williams Pub or something up in Uptown Minneapolis. Oh, God, I shouldn't be saying where we're located. Uptown Minneapolis. You know, I don't think Venom's there. I think Chucky went up there. I think Leatherhead, Pinhead, Michael Myers. Who else went up there? Somebody else. I can't think who else went up there. Uh, One of the Cenobites. A couple of them were the Cenobites. Pinhead brought a couple extra of his people up there tonight just to, you know, to rip other people apart, you know, up in the bar, you know, his chains and his hooks and his that stuff. You know what Hellraiser's shit's all about. You know that. But anyway, yeah. So he's up in Uptown. All those guys are up in town getting hammered. You know, they're gonna come back here later on and, you know, just cause me a bunch of crap. You know, and I'm gonna have to sling them up and web them all up tonight and you know hang them from like, you know, some bridge or something. You know, or maybe from the roof or something, just dangling down or something. You know, for the night and you know drug them all so they don't. You know, this is my studio, not their studio. I'm I'm actually doing them a huge favor by letting them participate in this fantastic opportunity making these webcasts. But you know, they're my buddies. You know, I hate their guts, but I love them too. You know, so oh God, I look damn buff, man. So you know, if you people were the real Spider-Man like I am, you would look like this. See, I am what a man looks like. Muscular, tough, straightforward, to the point. Let's see if I can get this right. Yeah, okay, that's good. And stuff like that, you know. I'm not really a schlock for the, you know, the limelight like Michael Myers, but you know, I like these are my webcasts. You know, I'm the one that created these. These guys have just got to accept the fact that I call the shots, I make the decisions, you know, and I take some of their ideas and I'm going with it, so they don't turn into little city babies, you know, instead of whining that I'm hogging the spotlight. That's not true at all. I'm giving them opportunities. I already gave Michael Myers like. Of course, he knocked me out, gagged me, and drugged me a couple times, you know, but I gave him like 4 opportunities. I think 4 or 5 so far. That's pretty good, you know, and I've only had 4 or 5. So basically, you know, I'm a pretty generous spider, you know, and I basically am a very giving individual, you know. So, but anyway, we're going to have the other guests. Well, anyway, hey, I'm not going to keep gabbing on anymore because I'm sure I'm boring the living fuck out of everybody. Oh, did I say fuck? Oh, God. Even Spider-Man uses profanity, you know, because I got to tell it like it is, you know. This is the real word, the real world. Dude, I need to learn how to speak a little better, not fumble my words, you know. Oh, God, what else am I going to yak about? I think that's probably about it tonight. Hopefully, next couple days we can get Leatherhead. What am I talking about? Ooh, I'm also metal music fan too. I love metal. One of my favorite bands is Udo from Germany. UDO. Oh, basically the good power metal from Germany. Udo Dirkschneider used to be the lead singer of Accept back in the 70s and 80s, and before I went and formed his own band, Udo. And they've got about 16 fantastic power metal albums out. Why am I talking metal when I'm a superhero? Anyway, I love Udo, and you should all like Udo too. They put on great music. They're on like a world tour right now promoting their Decadent album, and I kind of like that. That's really a great album. You guys should check out Udo. Their music is outstanding. You know, it's power metal, pure power metal, melodies, harmonies, but still grinding guitar work, bass, drums, some keyboards mixed in. I mean, they're pretty good stuff. But anyway, I'm not going to start talking about metal here because this is a movie review program, my webcast. So basically, I'm going to let you guys go. And until next time, I'm going to be watching you and taking care of you and protecting you. Later.